Hello, we are going to see chi-square test today. So let us see where we could use chi-square test. First, you could use it to test a difference of more than two proportions. So if proportions are given, you could use chi-square test to see the difference between the proportions. Next is to test for independent attributes. You can check if you have two attributes, for example, in your uh, analysis, you could see the association is if the attributes are dependent or not dependent of one another. Then third one is test of goodness of fit. You can see if a particular data given is a good fit data or not. Does it fit into the distribution or not? Now the formula for chi-square, the symbol is this. Chi-square is represented like this, and then the formula is summation Oij minus Eij whole square by Eij. Now Oij is the observed frequencies, Eij is the expected frequencies. Similar to the t-test, you have degrees of freedom. Degrees of freedom uses the formula r minus 1 and c minus 1. R is the rows and c is the columns. So this is the basics of chi-square which you need to know before solving a problem. One more important thing before we start solving the problem is the distribution curve. Chi-square distribution curve is skewed towards the right. Okay, why is it skewed towards the right? Because the test statistic what we calculate is always going to give us a positive or a value which is equal to 0. So you do not have negative values. That is the reason the values always fall towards the right hand side. Okay, all the positive values. Okay, it is skewed towards right, and it depends upon the degrees of freedom. Shape of the curve depends upon the degrees of freedom. If the degrees of freedom are greater, that is maybe for example you have 90 degrees of freedom, 100 degrees of freedom, or more than that. Okay, then the curve tends to become a normal distribution curve and it behaves like a normal distribution curve. Okay, so these are a few properties of the chi-square distribution curve. Okay, now let us start with the question. Example: suppose assembly elections are announced in three major states. A major political party wishes to test if the proportions of its supporters in the three states are same or not. Okay, the party conducts a sample survey of 1,000 people in each state and finds that there are 300, 350 and 425 supporters in the sample in the surveyed states. Using these data, test if three proportions are same or not. Okay, so they have given us data. They said there are supporters and there are non-supporters. In each state there are 1,000 people, so there are three states. So I have classified the data as projected here. So we have three states: state A, state B, state C. So people who supports the political party are 300 in state A, 350 state B, 320, 425 in state C. And we know each state has 1,000 people. So 1,000 minus supporters will give us non-supporters. Okay, so like that I have classified the data. Each row has a total and each column has a total, and there is a grand total for row and column. Okay, now these are your observed frequencies: 300, 700, 350, 650, 425, 525 are your observed frequencies. You have to calculate the expected frequencies using this formula. So expected frequencies Eij is equals to corresponding row total into corresponding row total into corresponding column total by the grand total. Okay, now for this particular cell here, okay, this is O11, right? First column, first row, first column. For E11, the value will be, for E11 the value will be 1,000 into 1,075 by 3,000. Okay, so that is how you have to calculate the expected value frequencies. So for calculating expected frequencies, uh, I'm going to uh, enter the data in form of a table for as it would be easy for us to calculate. All right, so now state A who is the supporter. Supporter state A is 300, state B is 350, and state C is 425. And non-supporters, state A is 700, state B is 650, and state C is 575. Now expected frequencies. Expected frequencies you have to calculate from this table here. So the first, this value is 1000 into 1075 by 3000, which is equals to 358.333. 358.33. Okay, now the next one, state B, the expected value of this particular cell will be row total 1075 into column total 1000 by 3000. 1075 into 1000 by 3000. So I'll put this in parenthesis. Sorry. 1075 into 1000 by 3000. This is 358.33. Okay, now coming to the next cell. So expected frequency of this cell will be 1000 row total, this is 1075, into column total, this is 1000 by 3000. So this is same 358.35. Now coming to the next row. So here this cell, expected frequency of this cell will be 1000 row total, column total 1000 into row total 1925 by 3000. So this becomes 1000 into 1925 by 3000, which is equals to 641.66. Okay, now similarly this for expected value for this cell will be 1000 into 1095 by 3000. So same 641.66. This is also 641.66 because the values are same. Now OIJ minus EIJ whole square. So OIJ is 300 minus 358.33 whole square. So OIJ is 300 minus 358.33 is minus 58.33. Whole square of minus 58.33 is 3402.38. Okay, now similarly 350 minus 358.33 square is 69.388. Then 425 minus 358.33 whole square, 4444.88. Next 750 minus 641.66 whole square is 700 minus 641.66 whole square is 3403.55. Next 650 minus 641.66 whole square is 69.55. Then 575 minus 641.66 whole square is 4443.55. Okay, now you have calculated the difference of squares, and now you have to divide this particular column by EIJ. Okay, 3402.38 divided by 358.33. This is 9.495. This is 9.495. Then 69.388 divided by 358.33, which is equals to 0.193. 0.193. Next, 444.88 divided by 358.33 is equals to 12.40. Then 3403.55 divided by 641.66 is equals to 5.304. Now you have 69.55 divided by 641.66, which is equals to 0.108. Next, 443.55 divided by 641.66, you'll get 6.925. Now summation of all these things will give us the actual value, so which is 9.495 plus 0.193 plus 12.4 plus 5.304 plus 0.1, so this is 0.108 plus 6.925, which is equals to 34.425. Okay, so the chi-square calculated value is 34.425. This has been calculated. Now let us proceed further with the problem. Okay, now for testing of hypothesis, the first step is to write the null hypothesis and alternate hypothesis, right? So what is null hypothesis and what is alternate hypothesis? They are asking us to find uh, if the three proportions are same or not. Okay, now let us assume P PA, proportion PA is equals to proportion PB is equals to proportion PC. Okay, now these team states proportions of supporters are equal or not. Now this is my null hypothesis. Alternate hypothesis will be not equal, right? Okay, now you don't have to decide what kind of test is here. It is always going to be a right tail test because the test statistic is always equal or greater than 0. Okay, now you have done your first step. Second step is identify level of significance. In the question they have not given level of significance, so let us assume it to be 5%. So alpha is equals to 5%, which is equals to 0.05 will be the critical region. Third step is the chi-square calculation. We calculated and we got it as 34.425. Okay, now step 4, we have to find the chi-square tabulated value. Now to find the chi-square tabulated value, you need alpha. Alpha is 5% at degrees of freedom. The formula for degrees of freedom is R minus 1 and C minus 1. So how many rows do we have? Here we have two rows, and how many columns? 1, 2, 3 columns. Okay, so rows are 2 rows, 2 minus 1, and columns are 3 columns, 3 minus 1. So 1 into 2. So degrees of freedom is 2 at 2 degrees of freedom. Now you have to check these values in the table and write the value, tabulated value. Okay, so this is your chi-square, critical values for chi-square. Now we have your level of significance here. We want 0.05 level of significance, and degrees of freedom was 2. So 2 degrees of freedom is here and 0.05 is here. The value is 5.991. Okay, so the critical region will exist in 5.991. Okay, now we have found the tabulated value. Now let us just draw the graph. Actually graph is also not necessary, but just for the sake of understanding, it is skewed towards right. Okay, now this is your rejection region, which is at 5% level of significance, your rejection region. Okay, now what is this this value is 5.991. This we have found a tabulated value. Now calculated value is 34.425, which is far more greater than. So where should it fall? This is the positive axis and this is a negative region. So it will fall somewhere over here. 34.425. It is falling in the rejection region. Okay, so this is your acceptance region and this is your rejection region, right? So the calculated value is far greater than the critical value and it is falling in the rejection region. Hence reject H naught. That is, there is no difference in the proportions of the supporters in 3 states. Okay, so that is how you accept and reject H naught. So if you are rejecting H naught, that means you are proving H1 is accepted. Okay, so this is the judgment on this problem. So I will post one more example in the PDF format. Please try solving these two problems, and if you have any questions you can always get back to me on the WhatsApp group. Thank you.